Hey people, how you guys doing? I've not come live in a very long while, So let me just talk about something that is running over the world, and let me check something. Let me check something. Touch up. Am I live? Welcome to Life Chat. Remember to guard their privacy and abide by community guidelines. That's good. Let me check this. I like save to your channel as unlisted without 15 minutes. So I may start at this point. So now you guys have seen what is happening all over the world. As soon as Donald Trump came back to power, the world system begins to reset itself. Because in the last 4 years, many things have gone wrong, where too many anti-policies have been implemented in North America, in Europe, and some other world nations, where things have been turned upside down. But as soon as Donald Trump was sworn into office, things began to change. So what I'm saying now is, does it mean that many parts of the world do not like common sense things or what? Because we have traditional values, we have things that have kept the world going. Like Elon Musk said recently, that if he had not won, the world would have lost civilization. I don't want to be too hard on this broadcast, but I want to say and re-emphasize that why is it that people find it difficult to do the right thing, but they prefer to do the bad things to doing the good things? You go to UK, kids are being molested. People that do not have power, people that are voiceless, are being molested. The government keeps quiet. That even the right party in UK was trying to come up with inquiry. Let us know what actually transpired. The other people, the other side, do not want anything to take place. Joe Gray, God Joe Gray, thank you so much for coming on board. So now, imagine if Trump had not won that election. Do you know what would have happened in the world today? The globalists would have taken over the whole place and do whatever thing they want to do. All we want in this world is orderliness, law, and order, and allow people that are law-abiding to operate freely. But once you say anything that is against the global interest, they come after you. In those days, we had Twitter before Elon Musk bought it. If there's something you write, they will just censor you. There's something you will talk on Facebook, on Instagram. There are things you will write, you will be deplatformed with immediate effect. But all those things have come to an end just because of the victory of Donald J. Trump. So when good leaders are in position of power, the people rejoice. But when bad people and incompetent people take over the reins of power, the people groan. If you go to Nigeria, where I hail from, there are so many problems that could be done, could be solved in a very easy way. But nobody wants to do it because of certain interests that are involved. You come to Nigeria, Nigeria is endowed with both natural and human resources, yet the people are suffering. In a country that is the sixth largest producer of crude oil in the whole world, is still not having the petroleum products. People cannot easily afford these products in Nigeria. Even when they see these products, they are very, very expensive. I'm not saying that in a country where you don't have those things, things might not be expensive, but this is where things are in abundance. Nigeria, if you count Saudi Arabia, count Iran, Iraq, or Kuwait, or Saudi Arabia, and some other oil producing countries, the next country is Nigeria. Yet the people of Nigeria cannot easily afford petroleum products. There is no electricity, there is no security. People are just suffering. So if you look at it, the fundamental reasons why this is happening is because of a competence. The people that are there are not qualified to be in those positions. It's all about qualification. If you don't have it, there's nothing you can offer to the people. And this is the reason why people are suffering in many countries of the world. It's not because it is devil or somebody somewhere is causing the problem. It is intentional. Because the real people that are supposed to be in position of powers are not allowed by certain interest groups that call themselves the cabals, the powerful men of the country. They come together, they congregate and say, this is the person that will go for us because of certain interests. Whereas the majority of the people are suffering. That is where I get it. I don't know how to express my feelings about all these things. Why are we doing this? Does it help humanity? Does it help people to survive? Let there be level playing field for everybody to operate. Let there be merit-based society where everybody will have equal right, equal opportunities to thrive and survive as a human being. So these are the things I'm seeing, I'm observing in the world today. So the emergence of Donald Trump is already resetting. He's just been there for a few days. It was on 20th of January 2025. But within these few days, things have realigned in many parts of the world. Today, he spoke to the economic globalists in Davos. He told them in a plain language that what they've been doing is wrong. You can't be deplatforming some people and adding some other people in the same society and you want society to move freely. No, there has to be an equal opportunity for everybody to survive, for all and sundry. We have diverse opinions. You can have your own opinion, I have my own opinion. We can debate and come to the center and agree. It's not all the times we agree at a particular point. I say mine, you say yours. Let's have critical analysis of what you have said and let the best option be chosen. Let the best opinion be chosen. But you don't have to silence certain voices and now trying to encourage other people to talk as if they're the best. Nobody knows it all. We don't have monopoly of knowledge. We are all learners, but we have to study and do things in a meritorious way so that you don't cheat any system. There shouldn't be any kind of hypocrisy in the system. There must be straight-jacketed ideas that will better the lives of the people. That's what I was talking about. We are not saying that some people must say what will happen. We're in a society where we have different interests, different opinions, different mindsets, different religions, different cultures, different all kinds of stuff. Excuse me. We have all manners of things in this world. That's why we are different races. We have different races, different backgrounds, different cultures and traditions. So all these things that sometimes they come and join themselves and begin to have issues. But the only way to survive is to shift. Each person has to shift his opinion or ideas, come to the center, where we can brainstorm and choose the best. That's the way to move this cause forward. Even in religions, they just have to shift from all their sides and come to the center and agree on certain things. And the universal law for cohabitation or coexistence is love. Whether you're a Muslim, a Christian, the Hinduist, the Jewish, whatever thing you believe in, you have to shift ground. Leave your own traditions, leave your own cultures, shift a little bit to the center so that everybody will agree. If you become a hardliner in your own opinion, the other person becomes a hardliner too. Then there begins to be a problem. Go to Ukraine and Russia, there is war over nothing. Do not join NATO. You must join NATO. Do not cross this boundary. Do not cross this. Do not cross this. Then war started, and many lives since then have been lost because some people do not want to do the right thing. And when they fail to do the right thing, it is the people that suffer. When two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. When there is war in any nation, it is the people, the civilian, the helpless, the helpless, the downtrodden, the poor that suffer it. Because there will be serious displacement. People will move from one city to another, carrying their luggage, carrying this, carrying this. In the long run, some are killed, some are maimed, some are displaced. So that's why I always like the right thing to be done. You come to many African countries, some of the imperialists, they come to Africa, they set up some bad things, some insecurity challenges. People begin to kill some people because they want to tap the resources. I don't want to go deep into what I'm saying, but you're gonna use your tongue to counter it. This is the problem we have in the world today. You come to America, in the past 4 years, many things were introduced that were not helpful to mankind. Many anti-policies, censorship, all manners of things. People were afraid to speak up on social media platforms. The big techs began to manipulate, began to censor people that are not in tune with what the cabals want them to say. The moment you go contrary to the normal narrative they want you to say, you'll be hammered with a sledgehammer. But today, everything has come to an end. Because everything that has a beginning must have an end. Trump has stopped all this madness. Let there be love. Let there be free speech. Let there be freedom. Let everybody say what you want to say. You have no right to tell somebody not to talk. Because without free speech, there is no freedom. Without free speech, there is no headway in any country. So people, we are after some people because of their opinions, because of their ideologies, because of their philosophies, because of what they think with a look. But Trump says we're going to be colorblind to those policies that are affecting people. Let's do what is right. Let there be a merit-based system where people will be judged by competence, by hard work, by qualification, by what they can do with the hand, with the brain. That is the quiddity. That is the essence of his winning this election, because people were tired, people were fatigued, that things were going and moving in the wrong direction. People that came out in mass said, enough is enough. We have to change the paradigm. There must be a paradigm shift. Otherwise, we're gonna lose this civilization. And that's why I'm a true follower, an ardent believer in Elon Musk, who believes totally in the context and principle of civilization. We must enthrone and encourage civilization to move on. You can't come and tell me that that men should be playing in women's sports, because men and women are different. We are the same, but we have different functions in terms of strength, vitality, and what have you. So men should work with men, in anything that have to do with sports. Then females will work with their own females in area of sports. You don't have to crossbreed the two. Once you crossbreed the two, you begin to have confusion. The system will be polarized. There'll be friction. Things will go wrong, because when a full-fledged man that is strong, that is very masculine, faces a feminine woman, there's a likelihood, there's a tendency, there is 100%, 97% accuracy that that man will defeat the woman. Because in terms of bone structure, we are much stronger than women. If you have to have a childbirth, it is woman that gets pregnant and produces a baby. A man cannot do it. The only thing we do is to come together and drop what we're gonna drop. It fertilizes, incubates. After 9 months, the baby comes out. So women have been built by God, by the Creator, to function in that way. And men have been built to function in a certain way. You don't have to bring the two to collide or collude or bring it together to create a confusion. This is what has been happening in the last 4 years and some fractions. And this thing was fast spreading all over the world. The world was imbibing it as a culture, as a tradition, which I think if it's not been stopped recently, the thing would have eroded the public trust and public interest, and there would have been serious catastrophe all over the world. We must maintain our traditional values. We must maintain our norms. We must maintain our cultures, those ones that are good, that are in sync with modernization, that are in sync with civilization. We have to imbibe those qualities and maintain them. We don't have to act anti-common sense, bringing nonsensical things into the system, whereby the society will begin to decay from within. Because a time shall come when this will become a problem. So if they are not nipped in the bud, and this is what Trump is doing, I may not agree with all his policies, but most of the policies so far he has come up with are common sense policies that will better the lives of the people all over the world. This is why I say it. I don't know about you. I may not get it correctly, but if I make mistakes, then correct me in the comment section. See to that. So I'll be rounding off this program in the next 2 minutes. I said, let me just try with my mobile phone. I used to use my laptop to do it. I said, because I'm not a professional, YouTuber. I do it when I have time, And I said, let me say this about it: that when good leaders are in power, or in positions of power, the people rejoice. When you have bad leaders, incompetent, unqualified leaders, the people groan, people suffer, people gnash their teeth, because nobody is truly in charge. But when somebody is in charge of what he's doing, when somebody knows what he's doing, there is less problems in the society. But when you have somebody who doesn't know what he's doing, who doesn't know his left from right, the people suffer. So if the action you are bringing out is bad, the reaction will be negative. So we must begin to think and do the right thing. Everything is not about money, money, money. What are you going to gain? If you gain something, why do you want the rest of the world to perish? What will you gain if you gain the whole world and finally lose your soul? This is why I'm saying it. So we must maintain our traditional civilizations, maintain our traditional norms and values that are in sync with civilization. Any culture, any tradition that is not in sync, in consonance with civilization, is not to be encouraged. We want to encourage hard work, encourage truth, love, understanding, civility. As we keep doing this, the nations of the world will begin to blossom into great nations of scholarship. I think I've done a justice to this to this topic today, and I've seen some other time. Thank you, and have a good day.